Going to a mat. This is a behaviour that will help you in many situations. If a dog loves being on their mat, it makes it easy to handle visitors at the door. If you're going to a coffee shop or a restaurant and you have a mat, your dog will have a familiar place to lie on. At visitors' places, once again, it's a good place for your dog to rest comfortably. To start the process, it's a good idea to have a big mat so that the dog will not fail. So we will start the process. Take off with Co-Pilot. The first stage is to lure the dog onto the mat. And we mark when the dog's on the mat. It might only be 2 paws initially to start off with. Yes. 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 After you've built value for the mat by luring the dog onto the mat, you then wait for the dog to offer the behaviour. And it might initially only be a glance at the mat, or it might be 1 paw. Co-Pilot will demonstrate. Yes. Yes. Notice I marked the behaviour when it was 2 paws, but I reinforced her in a position that meant she had to end up with the 4 paws on it. Yes. Excellent, Co-Pilot. The next stage is to encourage the dog to sit on the mat. And the way to do this is when the dog puts their 4 paws on the mat, you reinforce them in a sit. Co-Pilot will demonstrate. Lure. Yes. And I'm luring her off at this stage. Yes. When the dog's happily sitting on the mat, you can then mark the behaviour yes, but reinforce in the drop. All right. This time, when the dog's happily sitting on the mat, you then reinforce the dog in a drop. Yes. Yes. Eventually the dog will offer the drop. So the dog's coming on the mat, they're dropping. The next stage is to increase the duration, the distance, and the distractions on the mat. Yes. Co-Pilot's going to demonstrate that. Yes. Yes. Now we'll demonstrate the distance. Yes. And then the distraction. The distraction initially might just be lifting 1 foot up, moving the arms, very tiny movements. And then you can eventually get to something more energetic. Yes. Yes. When you've got distance, duration and distraction happening on the mat, you can then put the verbal cues to the behaviour. Co-pilot will demonstrate. On your doona. Yes. Take off. Yes. On your doona. Yes. Take off. Yes. And that's the way you get a dog to love their mat.